Janet Jackson has finally broken her silence on the explosive revelations concerning Justin Timberlake in Britney Spears' latest book. Janet has come out to expose Justin Timberlake by calling him a Hollywood snake, and it's for very obvious reasons. It's safe to say that Janet firmly stands in support of Britney. Britney's long-awaited memoir is finally out, and she doesn't mince words when sharing her experiences with her ex, Justin Timberlake. She sheds light on how he exploited her struggles to advance his own career. However, Britney isn't the sole woman who fell victim to Justin's pursuit of fame, only to be discarded when things became challenging. Janet Jackson can attest to this firsthand, as she faced severe career consequences after the infamous Super Bowl incident. During that time, Justin portrayed himself as a victim and allowed the media to unfairly criticize her. So, what are Janet's thoughts on these startling revelations about Justin? Let's dive into it. Britney Spears is using her voice to expose what she sees as Justin Timberlake's hypocrisy. Her memoir, The Woman in Me, has been released, and she's not holding back when addressing those who took advantage of and exploited her silence during her conservatorship years. Justin Timberlake is at the top of her list because she allegedly confirms that he built his career by publicly shaming her and other women, including Janet Jackson. So what's the big history behind these three stars? For context, Britney and Justin were in a relationship that ended in 2002, reportedly due to Justin discovering that Britney had cheated on him. However, what Justin conveniently omitted was that he had cheated on her first, and then he played the victim for publicity. At that time, Justin was transitioning into a solo career after leaving NSYNC, and he chose to capitalize on his breakup with Britney by releasing Cry Me a River. The music video for the song featured a Britney lookalike, effectively promoting the narrative that Britney had cheated on him first. It seems like a story spun around to benefit him, which raises a significant red flag. Following their breakup, Justin Timberlake embarked on a press tour to discuss the end of his relationship with Britney. In his well-known interview with Barbara Walters, he even involved his mother, discussing how he felt that Britney had caused him harm.
The breakup with Britney has been devastating for Justin, and just as with everything else in his life, he turned to his mother for help. When Justin and Britney broke up,
I cried with him and said, it'll be okay.
The most uncomfortable moment of this interview occurred when Justin attempted to criticize Britney for not waiting until marriage to engage in intimacy. When Barbara asked Justin if they had adhered to that standard, he responded with a sarcastic laugh and a casual "sure," which was never the case in reality. Britney had been with intimately. This sequence of events is notable because Justin initially criticized Britney for being intimate with him, only to use it later as a point of pride. Justin was successful in manipulating the media to turn against Britney, with the prevailing narrative focusing on what Britney had done to Justin. Despite the pressure, Britney maintained her dignity and chose not to disparage him. Thus, after years of public shaming and being silenced, Britney Spears has decided to share her perspective. In her new memoir, she appears to confirm that Justin had cheated on her with singer Nicole Appleton and possibly also with Christina Aguilera. However, that's not even the juiciest part. Britney, in her memoir, has revealed that she got pregnant with Justin's baby at just 19 years old. She had to make a really tough choice and undergo an abortion. In her honest and heartfelt way, she tells us about the pain and fear she felt back then. This decision blindsided her, and it's a part of her life story she's never really talked about before. She wrote, "I love Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would just be much earlier than I'd anticipated." She also wrote, "But Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives, that we were way too young. If it had been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father." Britney faced a challenging situation when it came to terminating her pregnancy because Justin apparently didn't want anyone to know about it. She had to go through with an abortion at home using abortion pills. In her book, she reveals that it was one of the most painful experiences she has ever endured. Despite all this, Justin still had the audacity to point fingers at Britney for everything that unfolded in 2006. He even received the honor of being named GQ's Man of the Year and continued to exploit his breakup with Britney for publicity. He said, "I felt like she had a couple of opportunities to just sort of stick up for me and she didn't, which is fine. But at that time, I fought back, and that's the way I fought back. I used my mind. I came up with a song." In 2007, during the peak of Britney's personal challenges, Justin Timberlake publicly ridiculed her for her drinking, labeled her as a Madonna imitator, continued to boast about being intimate with her, and even resorted to name-calling by referring to her with offensive language.
E-word. Stop drinking. You know who you are. I'm speaking to you. Stop drinking. You're going to get sloppy. OK is gonna say something bad about you.
The world has long been full of Madonna wannabes, and I might have even dated a couple.
Jackson also fell victim to this pattern when her career was almost ruined due to the 2004 Super Bowl incident in which Justin Timberlake infamously ripped her dress. During their performance, Timberlake oved a portion of Jackson's costume, revealing her breast. This incident was somewhat deliberate, as Timberlake was supposed to tear off a section of her top, exposing another layer underneath. Regrettably, he ended up removing the entire garment. While there were some speculations that Janet may have consented to the skit, even if that were true, it's important to note that she didn't sign up for the world to turn against her while Justin escaped blame. Following the Super Bowl incident, Janet was banned from the Grammys and compelled to apologize to appease the public. In contrast, Justin was invited to the Grammys and publicly expressed his discomfort, complaining to the press about the embarrassment the incident had caused him.
I mean, I was completely embarrassed. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated at the whole situation. I'm frustrated that my character is being questioned. I don't feel like I need publicity.
Janet believed that Justin was a close friend, and in her eyes, true friends don't cause harm to one another. She experienced deep hurt and disappointment due to his actions, and she emphasized that the major impact of the incident was felt by her rather than being shouldered by Justin. She said, "All the emphasis was put on me, not on Justin," she said, seemingly trying to stay as diplomatic as possible. "Justin, we were friends, and not that we haven't spoken, but I consider him a friend, and I'm very loyal, and friendship is very important." Britney is, at long last, sharing her perspective.